Valley. Behind us here, this beautiful backdrop of one of the major features of the reserve is the Escondido Creek. If a picture says 1,000 words, I think this scenic little spot right here says it all. One of the major programs that we have here at the reserve is we have an annual Earth Day event. And the focus of the Earth Day event each and every year is we clean the entire banks of this creek within the reserve. A lot of people wonder how I get up in the reserve. They hike up and they know there's only one trail, and then they see my vehicle up in the picnic area or something like that. If we didn't have this maintenance road, we'd be able to get tools up here or materials and that type of thing. Well, we're now at the highest point in the reserve, and we're at an elevation of 1,400 feet. Today's pretty clear. It could be clearer, but you can see all the way downtown San Diego. You can see the skyline down there. And as you come north a little bit, you can see the UTC skyline. Out in front of us here is a development of what's referred to as Cielo. Straight out due west here, panoramic view of the Pacific Ocean, just gorgeous. A little bit of marine layer there today. To the right of here, we have Paint Mountain. A lot of history behind that. And down in the valley here is the Valley of the Elfin Forest, where all the community members live. So it's a bit hazy today, but still can't complain. It's so clear that gives us a spectacular view of the Big Bear ski area. Over here, in the foreground, we have the city of Escondido, and then in the near foreground, we have the agricultural valley that is the Harmony Grove area. Well, there's over 150 plants in the chaparral environment. We just have time to just talk about a few of them. This is a common plant in the chaparral community. This is black sage. It's very aromatic, and myself personally, if I was to take these leaves and crumple it up, I can honestly say that's one of my favorite smells. It's so aromatic that this was used by Native Americans before they would go out and hunt. And what they would do is they would take this sage and they would rub it all over themselves. And so if they were to go out through the chaparral and possibly maybe sneak up on a deer, they blend it in with their environment. Here's another real common plant of the area and of the chaparral environment. This is referred to as chamise, and it's also known as greasewood. It got its name greasewood because it's very flammable. It's highly flammable, and it's a big contributor when San Diego has its wildfires. If this hasn't burned for years, it builds up its toxins to where when this catches fire, it literally almost explodes. Because it's so flammable, Native Americans used to just take small pieces of it, and they would use these pieces to start their fires with. Another use Native Americans had of the chamise is they used these stalks to make their arrows. And I don't know if you can see, but these stalks are it's a pretty hard wood, and they grow very straight, which was perfect for arrow making. This is referred to as bush rue, and it has a real pretty flower this time of year. Contrary to what people think, with all the citrus that's grown throughout San Diego County, This actually is the only native citrus plant to California. And this is wild lilac, or more scientifically, it's Ceanothus. I've been told by biologists that even though there's abundance of it here in the reserve, it's becoming quite a scarce commodity throughout the county due to habitat loss. In another couple weeks or so, to walk through these trails, the air just fills your senses with their smell. Native Americans would take the flowers, and when these flowers are a little more mature, and they would make them into a compound that was essentially like a soap for them, and an aromatic soap at that. One of the biggest factors in a lot of plants and animals being threatened and or endangered is the loss of habitat. Certain animals need more space than others. A mountain lion, for example, is said to need anywhere from 100 square miles to 200 square miles just to feel normal. And without these wildlife corridors, if this reserve, through development, becomes an island, in a sense, if you will, wildlife corridors will not be open to offer the genetic diversity essential for the perpetuation of many species. So after your grueling hike up the way up trail, a mile and a half to the top here of the Elfin Forest, you're rewarded with a spectacular view of this beautiful new reservoir. The dam that you see over here is called the Liebenheim Dam.